Let's talk Iron Bowl.
Mm.
Man, we've already gone long. We're gonna have to bump. Okay. The Iron Bowl is awesome, Aaron Murray. But I don't know that I think that this one's gonna be particularly exciting, unfortunately.
We always say like weird things happen in Jordan Hare, and I was so hoping because I had Auburn a few weeks ago and watching the team, I was like, man, I'm seeing improvements. Like the defense is getting healthy. The defensive backfield looks pretty good. They got some veteran guys that have some length. The defensive line's playing well. They're running the ball. The quarterbacks, Payne Thorne looks better. And all of a sudden they just completely crapped the bed last week. And all that good energy that I felt was going through the Tigers' veins are completely gone right now. This is Alabama has been one of the most improved teams in college football this season. I say that, and then you look at their last games, and is it a mixture of them getting that much better, or just kind of who they've played? Like
Now you're waking
Chattanooga,
up. Now you're waking up,
Kentucky,
Aaron Murray.
a really bad LSU defense, like the
Once
Tennessee team that
again.
has looked like Tennessee just got blown out the past 2 weeks. You only had a 3-point win versus Arkansas. You only won by 6 versus Texas A&M. Like, I want to believe that they've gotten really better, and I want to believe that Jalen Milroe is significantly improved as a passer. But like, who the hell have they played for me to really feel like that, especially on defense? Like, what defense have they played since A&M that's like, oh wow, it's a bunch of ball busters on that side of the football?
No, they haven't. But granted, they still have looked better within that context, right? Because Alabama fans will say, I mean, we struggled against South Florida earlier this year. Mm-hmm. So, of course, beating the hell out of Kentucky is good. And they're not wrong, and Milroe's playing much better, but the thing is, the problem is, Aaron, Auburn's shittier than all the teams you just named.
It's true. They are.
They are. This is,
I agree.
You're more already talking about Georgia, Alabama. Like, you're already laying the foundation for your anti-Alabama argument.
But Auburn's defense at home at least show some kinks in the armor enough to make it interesting. That's what I'm asking. Like, enough to be like a Georgia game where at halftime, like, oh shit, maybe Auburn finds a way to win this game, and then Alabama pulls away in the fourth quarter. Like, is that possible? Or you just think it's all gas, no break, Alabama by 20 points?
No, look, I think Auburn's a better team than what you saw last week.
Oh, significantly better than that.
We saw some of the dark magic, some of that dark Taliban magic that Auburn has against UGA earlier this year. But I still think Alabama's playing too confident right now. They're too motivated. They are thriving in this pseudo underdog role that we have all cast them in this year. Mm-hmm. And they're in their flow. And you might say, oh, well, Hugh knows how to beat Nick Saban. What I can't get over is just comparing Payton Thorne and Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
Payton Thorne is the 10th rated quarterback in the SEC. He's got 14 touchdowns and 7 picks. So not only is he a very low efficiency quarterback, he's low volume. Out of all the quarterbacks who have played the entire year, he's averaging 143 yards a game through the air. He's got 1,500 yards and is dead last in the SEC. And then in Jalen Milroe, you have one of the most efficient and explosive throwers of the football who can run all over the place. You're going to tell me that you have an Alabama team that is literally better at every single position group on the field, and the quarterback disparity is that large. And you're just going to tell me that the Auburn Taliban magic is strong enough to overcome that?
When is Alabama,
I don't think so.
and any of the times they've beat Auburn, and any time they've beaten Alabama over the past decade, have they ever had the better team? Ever?
It ain't been this bad. Well, I mean, even in the kick six, Auburn was 4th in the country, right? I don't know how many other times they've beaten them since then. By the way, I do have a great kick six anecdote. So I do that other rival show with AJ McCarron on Stadium or whatever. And he said yesterday the kick six was the only field goal attempt of his career that he did not hold for. Because the starting kicker was fucking up so bad that they put in the backup, and the punter had been holding with the backup. And so they put the punter on the field to hold the ball. The only kick he didn't hold for was the kick six, which cost him a natty. Gotta love it.
Did he feel like him holding the ball would have made the difference?
He just was. You could tell that he was very pissed off. He feels. I don't think the punter
would he have made the tackle.
So I was gonna say he was talking about how I would have fucking hit someone. He said I would have fucking hit someone. Maybe the punter didn't do the best job, but
All right,
no, bro. Auburn's about to get that ass kicked.
Auburn will get lucky to score 10 points in this game. The offense is bad. It's just bad. I mean, they better hope that Milroe goes back to throwing interceptions on, multiple interceptions. Like, that's the only way Auburn wins this game. Like, you have to find a way to confuse Jalen, force him to throw a couple picks, get short fields, maybe get something on the special teams. But like, for me to think that you're going to drive the football against Alabama's defense right now with how they don't have receivers. Receivers have not been good this entire season. Offensive line's been inconsistent. Quarterback's been inconsistent. It's going to be a long day for that offense. It's going to have to be an A++ game for Auburn's defense to keep them in it. And I will say this for me questioning Alabama's resume right now and how much have they truly grown. Jalen really has grown as a passer, and that's hard to do during the season that much. Like, there's been significant growth from him. And, obviously that's a lot to do with Tommy Reese and how he's kind of changed his mentality for what he calls, how he calls the game. But Jalen is playing like one of the better players in the SEC at the moment.